Morning, market snipers. Welcome back. Another live stream, our 42nd consecutive live stream. We haven't missed a weekday yet, and we're going to keep going strong. Once I commit to something, I like to go all in or not do it at all. So here we are on the 42nd consecutive live stream, and most of them are lasting 1 hour to hour and a half, somewhere in that time range. So if you're new to the channel, awesome, welcome. If you're been here since day one, September 6th, 2023. It's still a newer live stream. Then welcome back. So good to see everyone back. John DeLuca, longtime sniper. ABK, hi. Waldo, good morning. Welcome back. We have a lot to cover as usual. We got Bitcoin. We've got the NASDAQ, and the indices are continuing to bounce. We had a sell signal on the dollar. We had a buy signal on TLT yesterday. My AI stocks are pumping. My Bitcoin miners are pumping. Blah blah blah. So let's jump right in. Let's get right into it. We've got the Bitcoin chart on right now. This is the weekly chart. So and remember, the first 15 to 30 minutes, I'm going to go through the charts hard, and then the second half of the live stream, stick around to the second half. We're going to answer all your questions, go through all the comments, and then we're going to also chart your requests. So make sure you're a YouTube subscriber so that you can let me know what assets you want me to chart. Let me know the symbol, the name of it, whether it's crypto, stock, and are you looking for a long, are you shorting, blah, blah, blah. Let me know all the details. Thank God it's Friday. The weekend is almost here. But Jesse, you're self-employed and you're a swing trader, so you don't have weekends. That's partly true. But anyways, thank God it's Friday. The weekend's almost here, right? So let's rock and roll. The weekly chart is still ultra bullish on Bitcoin, right? Still ultra bullish on Bitcoin. If we drop down to the daily chart is still ultra bullish on the daily chart. We're going to keep talking about this, even though we get like a 4-hour sell signal like we did last night. And I posted that on the Twitter X app over there with the chart. So if you're not following me over there, definitely follow Market Sniper Pro, follow Jesse Olson, right? Follow me over there because I post some charts sometimes late, right? So you never know. I can't always just jump on and hop on and do a video. But when the overall higher time frames, like the weekly chart and even the daily chart, these lower time frames might flash a sell signal, and it might not even drop that far. So I put on these shorter term targets. It was based off of the 4-hour chart. We did have a sell signal on the 4-hour chart, and then it kind of reversed right back around, right? So it was pending a sell signal, and then there was a sell signal, only lasted for 2 candles, and then flipped right back up with a buy signal, still underneath the red trending dots on the 4-hour chart. So expect pullbacks along the way. Expect consolidation. We talked about this way back here. We talked about this last week, right? After a huge pump like that, what we've seen in the past on this current rally and rallies previously is that, expect consolidation. Could be 1 week, could be multiple weeks. Previous ones, in 2023, we've had 1 to 4 week consolidations that also possibly include retracements. So it seems like if we get another sell signal on these lower time frames, it seems like we'll at least hit target 1, possibly target 2, and then we'll see about that, the lower targets after that. Again, these are all shorter term targets. And then if you zoom out on the weekly chart, it's still ultra bullish. So you got these longer term targets and you got shorter term targets, right? So a lot of people will be like, well, you're so bullish because you got these longer term targets and now you got these shorter term targets and blah, blah, blah. Depends on the time frame, right? I could be bullish or bearish on the 5-minute chart, the 1-hour chart, the 4-hour chart, whatever chart you're trading. I'm either going to be bearish or bullish depending on what the chart is saying. So that is the weekly chart, still currently ultra bullish. Not much is happening, right? Had that big push up, just as you see back here, big push up, consolidation, right? Big push up, consolidate. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in on the chart. Big push up, kind of taking time off the clock, letting the trending dots and moving averages catch up. Big push up, consolidates, another push up, consolidates and retraces, right? Another big push up, consolidates and retraces, big push up, and then now we're going to see another consolidation and or retracement. So that seems to be the kind of rhythm and uh, the way it's kind of going right now. Is Bitcoin is kind of like big push up, consolidate and or retrace, and then possibly make that next move out. If you saw that one of my previous videos, over here that, talking about the Bitcoin halving and stuff like that, you can go over to this channel over here. And if you look at the videos, right, talk about Bitcoin pumps 35,000 opportunity alert, go take a look at that and or the Bitcoin FOMO video, because it talk about, getting closer to that halving. We could expect to bounce 30 to 40 days, right, on Bitcoin if it plays out very similar. And I talk about the halving tracker on the Twitter X app. I've been watching that chart for a couple of years now. So go take a look at them on Twitter X app. I talk about it on one of the videos. So if it does consolidate and or move upwards for the next 30 to 40 days, then we expect a larger pullback heading into the halving, right? And then the real bull run would begin after that, assuming we get another bull run. So not to go, I talked about it for at least 10 to 20 minutes on previous videos. Therefore, I'm not going to go through it on this live stream. I just want to kind of do a quick recap on it. The indices are still continuing to bounce. That was a big sell signal. That was a big move down from the wick at 15,472 all the way to 14,140, right? And now it's bouncing hard. It's going to end with a weekly buy signal most likely, right? If you go to the back of the weekly chart. But it's still currently below the red trending dots. It could just be retesting the red trending dots. It could be retesting the moving averages, letting them catch up, and then starts to roll over after that. We don't know yet, right? It's too early to say. I do want to say that, on the shorter term targets, you got this lower high on the macro. You got this lower high. You got this lower high. At some point, it could put in another lower high at a confluence area down here where it could retrace back to. I put it on, way back here under 15,000. It pumped up into that orange target box retracement, and it's gone slightly above it, right? So at some point, we're going to see a lower high. Will it be here? Will it be here? All the way up to here? It could even rally even higher, but the higher it rallies and the faster it does, the more I'm expecting it to drop. So we'll see. But what we talked about in previous streams is, it could bounce, right? Whether it's a bear flag, it could bounce. And then yesterday we were talking about, could it be like a rolling double lower high, or could it be just a lower high, right? So wherever that lower high is going to be, we don't know, but we'll be ready for it, right? So we talked about it yesterday. And so if this is the lower high, maybe even a double lower high, like back here, those are a little bit more difficult for, swing traders to trade, because, they take this short, then it bounces, then they don't take this short typically, right? So you just got to remain patient and pick your spot. I remember not shorting here. I remember shorting here. I remember shorting here, and I'm not in a short position right now. I did take profit back here on Thursday, the 26th, and I did take that first short on that move of October 12th, right? So that in hindsight, it worked out nicely. We didn't know for sure back here. It could have just gone straight down, but it's usually less likely. It already had dropped 7 to 10%, and that's a massive move for the NASDAQ. So that's the recap. It's still bouncing. Not much else to talk about quite yet. If the weekly chart finishes with a buy signal, if the weekly chart finishes back above the trending dots, maybe it's going to be a larger bounce, right? So we'll have to take a look at it. We'll look at it on Monday and stuff like that. But until then, still expecting a lower high to be put in at some point. So that's what we'll continue to watch. And how it's going to do it, we don't know. A double lower high or a single lower high. All right, Dow Jones probably going to look very similar. We talked about this on the live streams. It was getting oversold last Friday, followed by a reversal candle, followed by a bounce back above the trending dots, and it continues to bounce. It was a massive move on the Dow Jones, and it's rallying, it's bouncing hard, probably getting some late shorts covered, right? Short squeeze is on. So, and then once they get out of it, and then people start buying the dip, they reverse it right back down typically, right? So that's the name of the game. And so you've got SP 500 trying to regain this trend line. Still could put in a lower high at some point, all the way back up here at 44.17. Was getting oversold. We talked about it again last Friday, right? And then had a buy signal even yesterday, and regained the trending dots back here on Wednesday. So the dollar is pending a sell signal. We've been talking about this when we've been covering it, right? Had bearish divergence, and then it was looking like a potential, double top and or lower high, right? This might even be this might even be additional. No, I would say it's a sneaky lower high, right? So a very sneaky lower high. Also double top, right? It's looking like a double top for sure. And then, before the double top, it had a sell signal, then rallied back above, looking like a double top. And now we get that pending sell signal right now. So those other targets will come back into play. Target 1 had already been hit. Target 2 eyeball test is going to be about right here. I'll put the targets back on for the next live stream. Target 3, target 4, right? So at that point, will it find support? And remember, on the live streams, we've been talking about this and covering it, that the theme for the DXY seems to be it's been hitting 3 out of 4 targets, right? So if it hits target 1, 2, and 3, will it continue that theme where it comes down, hits target 3, finds support, and then bounces, right? That's what remains to be seen. If it doesn't, we're going to go ahead and put this arrow right here. It's going to be, our thought process is that it's going to find support and bounce, right? That's what I'm thinking. But if this fourth target does not hold and it starts to close below it on the daily and then on the weekly candles, right? Once it starts doing that, it seems like the probabilities will continue that it could come back down and retest this fourth longer term target that it never hit from the all-time, not from the all-time highs, but from the highs of 2022, right? This is the fourth target that never got hit. And oh, by the way, the 200-week moving average is right around that target box as well. So expecting a retracement, expecting a bounce. And if the fourth target doesn't hold, then I'm going to change my thought that I'm going to think that my main thought is that it's going to flip from finding support and bouncing until and then price breaks down, and then you see the arrow dropping down below the fourth target. So good morning, everyone. Javier, Arnold, good morning. John Pye, hello, everybody. John, yep, we're going to get through all the comments. Tom in Seattle, good morning, Tom. What's up, Tom? Wisdom Sniper Tom. Wisdom Sniper Tom's got his own channel in the private Discord where he gives us great wisdom, and we appreciate that, Tom. So thank you, and welcome to the live stream. So that's the dollar. TLT. Tom is a successful retired business owner and still does consulting for executives. So he's got a lot of wisdom to share, and we don't pay him or anything. So we appreciate his service and giving back to the sniper community. So Wisdom Sniper, always giving us some wisdom in the Discord. So appreciate that. TLT did have a buy signal. We kind of talked about this, that it was showing bullish divergence, right? That I wasn't picking bottoms. And even before that, weeks ago, we were talking about a potential, is this the bottom, right? Not picking bottoms because the weekly chart has a lot to do to get a recovery. Oh, here we go. Chart is freezing up again. Let's reload it. Let's reload this chart. We're going too fast. It can't handle us. All right. So TLT, let's get back to it. All right. So on the previous streams over the last couple of weeks, people are asking about TLT, right? Is the bottom in, is the bottom in. And it was getting oversold. It was getting oversold. Then it bounced. Then it came all the way back down and put in bullish divergence. And what we talked about on the previous live streams, if you missed it, is that expect bounces. The weekly chart is still bearish, right? So even if you get a big bounce up, expect, a higher low get put in at some point, right? And maybe a couple times. And maybe it would take some time for the ship to get turned around. And maybe it would take a lot longer than what people would expect. And then, I kind of circled this area of that it might take that amount of time for it to go through a bottoming phase, right? Whether that's additional future bullish divergence on the longer term weekly chart or putting in slightly higher lows. And then that would be a longer term breakout from there. Because on the weekly chart, it's still bearish, but showing signs of life, right? RSI is back up to 38 on the weekly chart. It was as low as 22 when we were talking about it. And there is longer term bullish divergence, right? So bullish divergence, and then there's shorter term bullish divergence on the daily chart. At some point, it's going to put in a longer term higher low. That will be the higher probability of the reversal, right? It hasn't happened yet. It's not confirmed yet. So we've got bullish divergence, we've got bullish divergence, and we've got bullish divergence, right? So we just don't have that higher low. Say, if this would be a sneaky higher low, and then it takes off from there, right? So wherever it looks like, if here, let me get rid of this. If it looks something like this, right? That would be your higher low. And then a higher probability longer term reversal is breaking that trend line. So you just have to decide how much risk you're willing to take on and when, what's it worth to you and when you take your entry point, right? So it's based on the daily chart, the weekly chart, etc. So that's TLT. Now we're going to get into some requests. John, I think you asked about, wow, John's got a lot of requests today. Jeez, Louise. TLT daily buy. I'm playing that bounce based off daily. Yeah. Okay. All right, John. Well, just want to cover this comment because we just covered TLT. That's good. If you're a longtime sniper in the Discord, you're playing it based off of the daily chart. Just remember, that's going to probably go through a bottoming phase, right? So until the weekly chart gets flipped around, expect a higher low at some point, expect a pullback at some point, right? So that's TLT. Now, we'll take a quick look at the Magnificent Seven. Let's see, just take a quick glance at it. Still not much to report. Still bouncing, right? Still bouncing. So what I want to talk about is, I covered this on the video last night. If you missed it, it's not too late. Definitely go back and watch it. My top 5 AI stock picks. And I threw in one stock that is not an AI stock. However, it incorporates AI into every aspect of his business according to internet sources, right? So definitely go take a look at that video that I posted 15 hours ago. And most of these stocks are starting to pump at least 5% today. So it's still early, right? There's so much potential there. We're going to run through it very quickly here. On the shorter time frame of the daily chart, could be a possible play for longer term on the weekly chart. And the weekly chart hasn't even been rocking and rolling. I'm not going to cover the entire video because I spent time on it already last night, going through it for, almost 16 minutes, right? So I'm just going to run through just as a quick update and look at it there. We have a pending buy signal on AI, right? The first symbol on the video, since it's an AI video, had to be ticker symbol AI, right? We had to do it. So that's C3.ai. And we talked about all the research. I'm not going to show you like the higher possible longer term targets, right? Oh, wait, I just did. Oh, spoiler alert. So had this big move up, had a reversal candle, consolidated, retraced, and now we have a pending buy signal. It's still early, right? It's still early. So before I was covering it. Oh, this is a weekly chart. Oh, hold on. Time out. This is a pending buy signal on the weekly chart, right? So it's still early, some massive potential to already hit target 1. So yesterday had a buy signal on the daily chart. Then I did the video last night, and since that video, if you go to that video and you hear me talk about it, I said wherever it opens at tomorrow, at whether it's like $27 and whatever cents, right? Let's see how it turns out. And it's already up. It was up 7.27%. It's currently up 5.61% since last night's video and yesterday's close. And the weekly chart is pending a buy signal. The party could just be getting started. It's still early, in my opinion. Had a buy signal yesterday on Path, right? Weekly chart. Pending buy signal on the weekly chart on Path. United Software doesn't even have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. I actually got into Unity Software yesterday, and there's not even a buy signal yet. I was probably, in hindsight, I was a little early. I was playing a little aggressive. We don't even have a candle close above the trend line. We don't even have a candle close above the trending dots. We don't even have a buy signal on Unity yet. There's not even a pending buy signal on the weekly chart yet. Talk about a massive opportunity that you have not missed yet. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. This is educational purposes only, and hopefully a little bit of entertainment. Deep breath. Let's rock and roll. Who is excited for Unity Software? Remember, this is extremely high risk. Extremely high risk. Don't trade or invest until you're ready. If you don't know what your entry points are, your exit points are, your stop losses, if you don't know when to get out, when it starts reversing on you, don't trade before it's ready. If you need coaching, we have 60 plus hours of recorded coaching, so you can always take a deeper dive. It's better to spend 3 to 6 months over there, sometimes longer, and really diving in before trading. And I think that would save you a lot more money. Even though it costs $79 a month, I think that $79 a month could save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, like it could have saved me when I was trading options without a strategy in the very beginning. Whew, Unity Software. Please, if you think this is a great opportunity for Unity, let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, smash that subscribe button, and then hit the like button as well. And of course, smash that like button. Do it. Help me, help you, help me. Let's keep rocking and rolling. So that's Unity. I have a couple more. Hold on. That's not it. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. Now it sounds like an infomercial. Yesterday, there was a reversal candle on Blackline. This is BL Blackline, right? And today we have a pending buy signal, and it gapped up to already hit 2 of the shorter term targets. I'm not going to show you where the higher. Oh, that was an accident. I'm sorry. That was an accident. I'm not going to show you where the higher targets are. Oh, oops. Let's look at the weekly chart. We have a reversal. We have a pending reversal candle on the weekly chart. This party might be just getting started. It hasn't retested the 200-week moving average since June 2022. Is this the bottom? Are we calling bottoms? It's too early to call the bottoms. However, there is a reversal candle. If you look at this reversal candle, it pumped up for a couple weeks afterwards. If you look at this reversal candle, only pumped up for 1 week afterwards. If you look at this reversal candle, it pumped up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 10 weeks it pumped up. This is a pending reversal candle. It ends this week. What if it closes back above the trending dots? What if we have the reversal candle? What if we get a buy signal after that? What if we get a reverse candle and a buy signal all in one candle and it's above the trending dots? Look out above, right? It's a massive potential. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Don't go in until you're ready. Then if it retests the 200-week moving average, and that's a big what if, that is a 50% return, right? Potential return. So the next one, Veritone. We cover this one as well. There is no pending buy signal yet on the weekly chart. It's not even above the trending dots yet. It's starting to show strength, relative strength, right? But it's still extremely early. Let's drop down the daily chart. The daily chart had a buy signal yesterday. Now it pumped up to $2.70 and kind of retraced a little bit. It's still early. The price is currently below yesterday's buy signal close at $2.57. It's still early. I mapped out 4 shorter term targets. I mapped out a 17% gap fill here at $3.83. If all it did from this current price at 254, hit target 1, 10%, hit target 2, 20-some percent, hit target 3, 37% to the middle of the box, and if it fills this gap, 50%. We're not even talking about the 200-week moving average up here at $13. What is that? That is crazy. From here to there, talking 400% potential. These are high risk, potential high reward, and possible you don't make any money, right? So there it is. And then I saved one bonus one that we're going to take a look at. One bonus stock that's not part of the 5 AI stocks. And we're looking at Lemonade, the one that got away. It didn't get away from me on this move back here. It got away from me on this move. Why? Because we're waiting like a true sniper would. We were waiting patiently. We were waiting patiently. We were waiting patiently. And then as it's getting closer and it's getting closer, it's on the watch list, and I'm watching it like a hawk. I'm just waiting for it to get closer to the trending dots and this downward trend line and getting closer to a buy signal. And then they gap it up 40% on me yesterday. And I missed it, and I'm not chasing, right? So that's what prompted me to look at other AI stocks. Lemonade is not an AI stock, but they've incorporated AI into every aspect of their stock per internet sources. I'm not for sure. I'm not on their board. I'm not in their tech room, right? But per internet sources, I'm not chasing them. But what a massive move that was, even from here. What was it? Wednesday's close, right? Wednesday's close at $11. Currently up 63% and hit 3 out of 4 targets I had mapped out before the gap. And they don't let us win all of them, right? They don't let us win every trade. So they gapped it up 40%. And if you're disciplined, you're not going to chase. I'm not going to chase it, even though there's still tremendous upside. At some point, there could be a pullback. There's a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. The lower targets have already been 3 out of 4 have already been hit. If it flips those shorter term targets from resistance into support, then we are going to see a higher probability that we come up and hit longer term time targets, right? So that's Lemonade. So I wanted to cover all of that. T-Doc didn't make the list. I thought about it. There's not even a buy signal yet. This would be the first daily close back above the trending dots. This would be the first daily close back above the trend line. There's not even a buy signal yet, which makes me think I might be buying T-Doc today. I might be going shopping today. This is a fast mover. I've played it in the past, right? It's been oversold. It's been getting wrecked. Let's check the weekly chart. Let's look at it. It's still super early. RSI on the weekly chart is still only 39, right? Had a buy signal on the RSI back here. Let's take a look at the MACD. MACD, had a bullish MACD crossover, right? Still below the zero line. Still extremely early on T-Doc. That's another one that's not an AI stock, but has incorporated AI into its tech services. So it's a tech company that's incorporating AI into its business, right? So that is the AI stocks. We're going to just take a quick glance at crypto because we've been covering crypto a lot. So I want to change it up a little bit. Ethereum, still bullish on the daily chart. Let's kind of zoom in here. Still bullish. Maybe it found support in the trending dots. Maybe it gets a little bit of retracement. Solana, still ultra bullish on the daily chart, consolidating. Chainlink, still ultra bullish on the daily chart, still consolidating. Matic, Cardano is ultra bullish on the daily chart. Target 1 and 2 has been hit, right? Near Still ultra bullish, but consolidating the last 2 days above all the shorter term targets, right? Ooh, wow, that's a massive target above. If you missed the video covering that, go back to the video and we talked about it, breaking out new heights for crypto and BTC miners. Go check that video out from the other day, right? Covered all of it. And I've covered previous ones too. Even a month ago, is crypto going to break out, right? We were talking about it. Dot, still bullish on Dot daily chart. Has hit 3 of the 4 shorter term targets so far. Let's go down to some of these Bitcoin miners. Riot is up another dollar, 1.68%, $11.49 today. Bitfarm, still bullish on the daily chart. Marathon Digital, still bullish on the daily chart. This is a longer term target up here for Marathon Digital. We'll see if that happens. Starting to trend that way. Are we going to retest the 200-week movie average? HUT, right? Kind of put this temporary horizontal line here. It's going to start breaking out. It probably, actually, let's see. Where would I put that horizontal line? Yeah, I mean, I guess, I like this diagonal line better, but, another close back above yesterday's close, is going to be, an additional milestone, right? And then you could put another one probably over here. But HUT is still bullish on the daily chart, right? Natural gas, still bullish on the daily chart. Talked about possibly back testing and finding support. It didn't go back that far. It kind of just retraced back to here and still kind of consolidating sideways there. All right, so let's jump through some of the comments here and get caught up on all of that. Bitcoin, 34,700. Let's take a look at it. We're about 31 minutes in. John, yep, we covered TLT. John, Iren, John, early bird gets worm. We're going to take a look at Iren, Bitcoin miner, daily buy signal entered a few days back based on daily signal. Awesome. So I already put it on the watch list for you because I was watching it. And so if you got in yesterday, that was the buy signal. So maybe it was a pending buy signal yesterday. And, maybe you dropped down to lower timeframes. But it's looking very similar, John, to the other Bitcoin miners already covered. So also looks very similar to like the AI tech stocks, right? They all start looking very similar to me. So if you want like a deeper dive, right, definitely go check out those videos, the Bitcoin FOMO and the AI stocks, because I spent a lot more time mapping out those targets and stuff like that. But yes, to confirm, there was a buy signal yesterday. If you look at the weekly chart, still early on the weekly chart, right? So just be cautious, right? Be aware. These are fast movers. It is still early on the weekly chart. There's no buy signal as of yet. Still below the trending dots. But that could change very quickly. That could change today, possibly, but probably more likely that it changes next week, right? So it sounds like you're very early, John, and you probably have you had your entry, you probably have your exit mapped out where it starts to reverse, stuff like that, and your stop loss all mapped out in advance. So you can kind of draw it out like that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it even broke out from this very aggressive downward trend line, right? But if you redraw it again there, you could probably kind of redraw it there. So once it starts closing back above this downward trend line and gets back above the trending dots, it's going to be higher probabilities, but you've already got an amazing sniper entry on it. So great job over there. It's just going to make you feel that much better once we get that flush up. And then once you get that flush up, possibly consider moving your stop loss to break even. And then it's a risk-free trade at that point. And then you're just watching patiently to try to push the trade as long as you can to maximize those profits, right? So you could probably even move it back to this trend line. That would be a very aggressive move. Then you would have probably held through some pain, and then you've been feeling good now. So, on this one, you had the buy signals, you got in before it. And then once you start breaking back above there, it's going to start to look really good. And you're going to feel really good about Iren. All right, ABK. Hi, all. Welcome back. welcome back. Good morning, market snipers. Good morning, Waldo. Javier, good morning. Welcome back. Arnold, longtime sniper. And our first and only official moderator, Captain Mod over there. Arnold, thanks for all of your contributions in the Discord. I appreciate it. John Pye. Hello, everybody. CFX USD, please. Looking to buy around 15 cents. You got it. All right. Especially since you said please. Thank you, John Pye. I appreciate that. Thank you for being so pleasant over there. CFX USD. I'm going to look at Binance. Unless you tell me otherwise, I'll probably just try to pick Binance because it typically has more chart history, right? So CFX, had the buy signal and it went ultra bullish all in the same candle. So you had to have gotten in probably around this candle or the beginning of this candle if you're not in it already. It has been consolidating, right? It has been consolidating. It's still currently bullish. So if it's possible it finds support at the trending dots and then continues to move up after that. Looking to buy around 15 cents. It did retrace back down to 14.3 cents, let's call it. And then it kind of is pushing up after that. So maybe you have to look at a lower time frame. But even on the lower time frame, it kind of like started to break out on the buy signal, right? And it would have been around 15 cents. So maybe it comes back and back tests it a little bit, but maybe not, right? It might not come back to 15 cents. So you just have to decide. So that pending sell was flashing, John Pye, and now it's no longer flashing on the 1 hour chart. So it's possible that might be it. So even on these lower time frames, you can kind of draw it out in advance. And that's kind of like your upswing. And you can see the trending dots are starting to flip back around. And that's kind of your new upward trend, possibly. So that's what you're kind of looking at there. It came all the way back down here below 15 cents and then came back as low as 15.1 cents. So I'm not sure you'll get 15 cents or not. You just have to decide if it's worth it for you. But there was a buy signal on that 1 hour chart. Let's see the 4 hour chart, a reversal on the 4 hour chart, right? So, it is bullish on the daily chart. It was ultra bullish on the daily chart. And then it started to get overbought and reversal candles kind of retrace back down. Now it's showing a reversal candle. Is it going to regain the trending dots? It just really have to depend on what time frame you're looking at. You can really start to confuse yourself after time. So you just have to decide, hey, is it worth the long-term buy, right? Or if you're swing trading the daily chart. Here is the weekly chart perspective, right? Had that buy signal, had that massive pump up in March. Then it went through a long consolidation period. It looks like it found support at a key target area. And then we had a weekly close back above the trending dots last week last week. And now this would be another close back above. No pending buy signal yet. So you just kind of have to decide what your game plan is over there. John Pye, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. John, interesting that GBTC was green when BTC was red. John, if you've been following me for any length of time, and I know you have, you're always going to hear me say the same thing over and over again. Trade the chart in front of you first and foremost. Quick sip of water. Trade the chart in front of you first and foremost. They're not exactly one-to-one 100% of the time, right? So one might be pumping one day and the next one might be red the next day, right? So a lot of times there's many similarities. A lot of times it looks like they're exactly the same. And there are stretches where the correlations look identical. But overall, just always remember that trade the chart in front of you first and foremost. And, so I don't think about that too much. Like if I'm trading GBTC, then I'm just going to focus on that with the awareness of what Bitcoin is doing. but I'm still trading GBTC first and foremost. I'm trading this chart, right? This buy signal, June 16th, was that a buy signal for Bitcoin? I don't know. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. June 16th. Where are you? June 19th was a buy signal for Bitcoin, right? And June 16th was a buy signal for GBTC. So they move similar, but they trigger at different times, right? So you would have actually been really late if you waited for, well, you wouldn't have been as early, right? So it triggered like a trading day before on GBTC versus like Bitcoin when it triggered 3 days later, probably on a weekend, right? So the 16th is Friday. So yeah, 19th, I don't know, Sunday or Monday, right? Some one of those days. So that's my only thought on that. It's currently ultra bullish right now. If you look at this weekly chart, it's still currently ultra bullish right now. So that's what you have to trade, right? So you want to push this, not financial advice. You want to push your. I'm not in a GBTC trade, but if I was, I'd want to try to push this as long as possible. There's no reversal in sight on the weekly chart as of right now. Doesn't mean this isn't the peak. Doesn't mean this isn't the 2023 high, but that's guessing right now. As of right now, the probabilities have increased that probably going to go hit target 3, right? Probably going to go hit target 3. When, we don't know, but you have to assume it's bullish until it's not. You can kind of map it out like that, right? It might be ultra bullish for the next couple weeks, maybe a month, right? And that kind of lines up with what I was talking about on the video back here. You know, how long it can last, right? Bitcoin soars new heights. For how long and for how high, right? So go back and take a look at that. It applies to GBTC as well, in my opinion. Let's keep going. Sometimes, yeah, exactly right, John. GBTC on June 6th, that quick little back test there. It led the way by 3 trading day or 3 calendar days and 1 trading day, right? So you're right on that. Or most of the time, laugh about, yeah. You're not always, right? We never want to say always or guaranteed or every time, right? Like I hate using those words all the time. I think because institutions can't buy spot BTCs, so they play equity. Yeah, it's not an ETF, and I've talked about this many times as well, John. It's not an ETF, a US ETF, but there are ETFs in other countries, and GBTC is Bitcoin Trust. So, I mean, really, what is the difference, right? You can even see MicroStrategy is basically kind of like an ETF, right? In my opinion. So, I'm sure there are differences, but all that hype, right? There's already exposure to bigger firms if they want GBTC, MicroStrategies. There's if they got a higher risk tolerance, they could do Bitcoin miners. There's Coinbase. There's a long list. They could probably find a way to trade in Canada and buy Canada stocks or ETFs. So if there's a will, if there's truly a will for it, they'll find a way, right? Whether it's the futures, Bitcoin futures since 2017, if they have a real high risk. So I think the ETF in the US approvals, is it overhyped? I don't know. Seems like it. That's just what Tom, Wisdom Sniper Tom. Good morning, all. Welcome to the live stream. Why do you think that we will not see all-time high on NASDAQ? Well, we haven't seen one in 2 years, ABK. So I still don't think so. Back then in late 2021, I thought we were going through a longer-term correction. And so there's a laundry list of reasons why I don't think we do. So, it would take too long to talk about it, but I covered it on like 3 longer videos. So definitely go back and take a look. Crash confirmed, SP 500. I did one like a month ago. Where is it? Back here, market crash on NASDAQ 1 month ago, right? And then I even did market confirmed Dow Jones, right? So I list several reasons why on that, ABK. So just go take a look at that. Could there be all-time highs? Sure. Could will we switch our mind or change our minds if we start to see some key things turn around? Sure, definitely. We're swing traders first and foremost, and we're swing trading the daily chart. We're not macro experts who are calling for all-time highs and have been wrong for 2 years, right? Because and for 2 years we haven't made an all-time high. So if you've been calling for an all-time high as a macro expert, congratulations. You've been wrong for 2 years. You've been on the wrong side. Meanwhile, we were calling a major correction in the Nasdaq, and it dropped 37.5%. Meanwhile, we were calling for a rally, and even rallied higher than what we expected. But we are calling for a rally at the bottoms of the 37.5% correction, and we rallied. And then it was looking like it was putting in a lower high based off of the weekly chart, and then it started putting in lower highs on the weekly chart. Then we had a sell signal on the weekly chart. So it is a correction until proven otherwise. I know these bounces get everyone excited. Every single bounce is designed that way. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of exit liquidity. TLT, Doc, TLT on Rocket. Not quite yet, Doc. Yeah, it was a buy signal on the daily chart, but it's no rockets yet, Doc. Maybe, but once the weekly chart flips around, then you can start calling rockets possibly after that. But until the weekly chart flips around, I'd be waiting for a higher probability reversal. I don't have any plans to trade TLT right now. Javier, Disney finally looks like want to have a good bounce. Yeah, I was looking at Disney. There's a lot of stocks that have been oversold, right? We can take a look at Disney. It was bouncing. I think there was a buy signal the other day. We can take a look at here. Let me just the watch list is getting so long. I'm gonna have to probably remove some. Right. So Disney. Is this crypto? Okay. Yep, that was crypto. Oops. All right. So Disney. There we go. Yeah, it's on the watch list. So the weekly chart, right? This blue line is March 2020 low. So it came back, hit the blue line, retested March 2020 lows. Here, let's go to the daily chart. The daily chart hit March 2020 lows, right? In October, bounced, retraced, hit it again. So it's retested March 2020 lows, September 27th, and then again in October, and then again October 27th. So that is a triple bottom, right? So triple bottom on Disney, and we've got bullish divergence on that triple bottom, right? So bullish divergence and a triple bottom, and then a buy signal yesterday, right? So yes, I agree with you, Javier. Disney finally looks like we want to have a good bounce. Yes, I agree with that. And if we look over the weekly chart, it seems like it's still early, right? We have a pending buy signal today, or this week, I'm sorry. We have a pending buy signal on this weekly chart for Disney, and there's not even that's on the RSI buy signal, by the way. So we have a pending buy signal on the RSI weekly chart. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say. We have long-term bullish divergence going back to May 2022. So almost a year and a half, we've been talking about Disney having long-term bullish divergence, and now we have another pending buy signal on RSI weekly chart, right? This would be the first weekly close back above the trending dots, right? After finding support, we have a gap here at $100, and then it hasn't even retested the 200-week moving average since March 2022. So could this be the bottom? It's possible, right? It seems like it. Maybe slightly too early to call it, but seems like it. And it seems like we could possibly retest it. Buy signal yesterday, still early. Possible 50% move back on Disney to retest 200-week movie average. Possibly fill this gap here at $100. be about a 17% move. So let's keep going. Olson, I missed SQ and almost the live stream. Well, if you were talking about SQ, I believe, and if you miss it, don't chase it, right? You always want to look for the next opportunity. Let's take a look at SQ, up 12%. There's no buy signal on the weekly chart yet. So it depends if you're swing trading on a lower time frame like the daily chart, or if you're looking at it as a possible investment. Never retested March 2020 low, but it got within like $6 of it, right? There is long-term bullish divergence going back to February 2022, right? So relative strength is starting to gain. And on the daily chart, there's not even a buy signal yet, but they did gap it up, right? So they did gap it up similar to Lemonade. And I didn't get a chance to take an entry on Lemonade, but yesterday they had a slight gap up, and that would have, if I was going to take a position on SQ, I would have taken it yesterday, even though there wasn't a buy signal. And then now they gapped it up again, pending buy signal, gapped all the way up to $52, and it's retracing a little bit. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be chasing now because that's such a strong move, even from back here. $40 all the way up to 20. I mean, it's a 20% gap, not a 20% gap up, but it's pretty gappy, right? So at some point it's going to put in a higher low, and then maybe you want to get in after that, but it might not. Might just pump hard, right? We don't know. So Javier, also MicroStrategy is on fire. Yep, MicroStrategy is on fire. GBTC has been kind of leading the way. MicroStrategy as well, right? So MicroStrategy, take a look at it. There it is. Yeah, up 1% today. The daily chart is still ultra bullish on the daily chart. The weekly chart is bullish. The probabilities continue to increase that MicroStrategy is going to hit target 3, right? Similar to GBTC, possibly similar to Bitcoin, right? So that's MicroStrategy. We've been covering that. XRP, please. Jewelry Affairs. Smaller tracement here. A lot of people like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. XRP, trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Let's take a look at XRP. I know it's on the watch list, but just to save time, the watch list is too long, right? Let's take a look at it. XRP had a buy signal at 52 cents, had follow through with the close above the trending dots. It's been bullish on the weekly chart since 52 cents. Maybe you're looking at a really low time frame Jewelry Affairs. Feels like possibly you're feeling some fear of missing out over there, Jewelry Affairs. You got longer term, higher targets way up here, right? Daily chart still ultra bullish. So it's consolidating, but the buy signal was back here on the daily chart. The weekly chart buy signal was 3 weeks ago. And I'm not really seeing a pullback, right, on the daily chart. You must be on a really, really low time frame, right? Because it pulled back even here on this daily candle to 59 cents, and now it's pushing back up. So if you're not in a long position Jewelry Affairs and you're saying small retracement here, I mean, you're talking very small, right? So it's possible. Maybe if you're looking at a really low time frame like the 1 hour chart, but even the 1 hour chart had a buy signal back here at 3 a.m. my time, so almost 7 hours ago. So yeah, very small retracement possibly. So who knows what time frame you're looking at, but it's ultra bullish on the daily chart and it's bullish on the weekly chart. Boss, my man, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Arnold, how are you? Lawrence, what up, Lawrence? Hi, everybody. What's up, Lawrence? Thank you for your hard work, boss. Sniper here from 1.5 years. And man, it is helping me so much. Awesome. Arnold, good to hear. I love that you posted that account that you're being more aggressive with. You flipped it from $100 to $4,100. Keep us posted on how that works out. There's a lot of people who don't have a huge amounts of money to be able to sniper these markets and to take control of their own life. So by showing that you can do from $100 to $4,100, it gives hope, shows people what's possible, and I should probably do more of that. But there's a lot of things on my plate, right? Including trading myself. Lawrence, BNB, please. Crypto asset on Binance. Okay, you got it. You got it. It's on the watch list, but just for purposes of trying to save time, right? Let's take a look at it. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so still bullish on the daily chart, right? Had the last buy signal on Friday, October 20th. Faked out to break out of this longer term downward trend line. Broke out. Seems like it's kind of back testing it, and we'll see from there. Let's look at the weekly chart. Not even old target. It's probably not going to get hit. Pending. Not even a pending buy signal on the weekly chart yet. There is, so it is kind of lagging time-wise on BNB. There was a buy signal on the daily chart, but not on the weekly chart as of yet. Some of the crypto assets already had a buy signal on the weekly chart and got above the 200-week moving average up here at 250, right? It seems like it's pretty early. It is gaining relative strength. There is a pending buy signal on RSI weekly chart, right? But not the buy signal on the sharpshooter candles 3.1 yet. So it's consolidating as of right now. It is still bullish on the daily chart as it's starting to gain relative strength on the weekly chart. That's pretty much all I can say. Luis, good morning. Can we check the 10-year bond? Sure. Let's take a look at it. So, right on track to what we were kind of talking about, on previous live streams, Luis. So you can always go back. We talked about the bearish divergence, talked about possibly a sneaky lower high, talked about a possible sneaky lower high, and then we had a sell signal on Wednesday, November 1st, followed by continued downside from there, right? And we even kind of mapped this out when it was starting to break down on a pending sell signal. Lawrence, thanks. You're welcome. Pending sell signal, right? Then it turned into a sell signal, and we're talking about, will it find support at this upward trend line, right? And then bounce? Too early to say. Or could it drop all the way down to this other upward trend line and then bounce? Too early to say. As of right now, it's going through correction. It's at 4.5%. Probably going to help lower some mortgage interest rates over there. Give some of my friends who are still in the mortgage and real estate business some, maybe give them some quick refinances to anyone who bought a house at 8 or 8.5%. Maybe they'll be able to refinance them down to like 7.5%. Who knows? Hopefully, it'll help them out in the shorter term. Get some loans in the pipeline, right? Jewelry Affairs XRP. Yep, covered XRP. John Pye, long term. Okay. Not sure what we were talking about. John Pye, let me know. Remind me what you're talking about. Lawrence, thank you. You're welcome. Let's take a look at crypto. Quick glance. Take a look at it. See what's happening. AI stocks looking good. What else? Magnificent 7 still bouncing, right? NVIDIA had the buy signal yesterday, still bouncing. Meta, is it losing steam? Is Meta? No, I mean, still currently bullish on Meta on the daily chart, right? Amazon had the reverse candle followed by a buy signal and has regained the 200-week moving average. So something to take note of, that Amazon has regained on the daily basis, that has regained the 200-week moving average. It's two of the 7 magnificent stocks that have retraced all the way back down to March 2020 lows, Meta being the other one. And so it looks slightly different than all the other 5 of the magnificent 7s, which haven't retraced as far as Amazon and Meta has. And it has regained the 200-week moving average, so it's something to note, right? Microsoft, Still bullish on the daily chart. Still bullish on the daily chart. Is it going to put in a higher low at some point? It still has not. Had bearish divergence, right? Will it put in a higher low, or is it going to go in and put in higher highs? We don't know yet. Tesla, still bearish, but finding strength after being oversold and hitting multiple targets to the downside. Apple, down 0.79%, but starting to bounce a little bit. It had a buy signal yesterday, kind of closed that little gap from yesterday as well. And will it put in another lower high prior to possibly hitting lower targets? So 2 targets to the downside so far, partially filled this gap back there. Google getting a little bit of a bounce. It was sold off pretty hard, right? Letting the trending dots catch up. Will we see a buy signal in the near future on the daily chart? Possibly. Could we see it rally back up, put in a lower high up here at some point? Possibly, right? So that's Magnificent 7. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. Luis, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all of your continued support. We're right there. We're getting closer and closer. Smash the like button. Help me, help you, help me. Our goal is 100 likes. Awesome. Today is our 42nd consecutive live stream. Thank you. I hope everyone gets outside, get away from the charts for the weekend, and spend some time with your friends and family. And go Vikings, even with our backup quarterback. Go Vikings. Here we go. Rock and roll. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you, and we'll see you on Monday.